I googled around a little bit and I found another Pokemon shop with fancy Pokemon things. Honestly, a few too many Pokemon things. It was a little crazy, but that's pretty exciting. Here's the giant Snorlax statue in the front carport area. It's so big, it's bigger than me. There's a lot of Pokemon stuff here. A lot of Pokemon. We got even more Pokemon statues. There's so much Pokemon stuff here, it's really crazy. You can find like stuffed versions of like basically every Pokemon you could ever want. It's pretty wild seeing them like all in one spot. This is so crazy. It's a lot of Pokemon cards and a lot of Pokemon stuff that I don't need, like stuffies and stuff. But it does have a water bottle, so I'm gonna get this fancy Pikachu water bottle. I need a water bottle, it's a little more expensive, but I'm in Japan, so I'm pretty excited about it. For sale in Japan only. Exclusive. Some really cool limited edition Pikachus here. Ninja Pikachu. Pretty cool. So where I'm staying is an area called Johto, which is also called Book Village, because there's a bunch of local universities there. There's like a million bookstores. So I'm in a gigantic bookstore in Johto, and I found the English section. But I already have a book, but it's fun to peruse. The book prices here are wildly expensive. I was just looking at the Jujutsu Kaisen manga, they're like $30 each. So they're like $20 in Canada and like $7 at like the 7-Eleven here. So crazy. Oh, okay, so check this out on that fire hydrant thing. Hold on, there's no people crossing. But the fire hydrant has like a big hook, and it has a little arrow saying 4 meters that way, and there's the water. So like the little arrow on there will tell you where the hydrant is. It's really interesting. I learned a lot on this trip. Something that Josh mentioned, the tour guide in Osaka, was the difference between like Osakans and Tokyo people as far as like crosswalks. So he said that like in Osaka everyone jaywalks, and that's like the culture. And in Tokyo everyone will wait, even if like there's no one around. And that's 100% true. It's so interesting how different the cultures are, you know? Got my book, dropped off my water bottle. Just gonna head down to that ramen place from the other night, read my book, eat some ramen, head down, catch some Pokemon, catch the Idol Festival, have a whole time. The ramen place doesn't take credit. So now I gotta find somewhere else to eat around here. Something that drives me crazy about Tokyo is that the areas are divided by like what they sell. So it's not like you would go to a mall and see like one of each shop. Instead you see like 19 of the same kind of shop. So like around my hotel is like legit 20 snowboarding shops. And then like a block away is like that crazy book place. So there's like hundreds of bookshops, and it's just they're all chunked together like that. It's so weird. Alright, chilled out, played some Pokemon Go. It's Pokemon Community Day with Flabébé, who is blue in Japan. So pretty exciting on that. Yeah, I'm on my way down now to the square for the Edo Festival. There's Flabébé, the blue one. And then that's where I'll spend the afternoon and evening. So 20-minute walk. I'll be back on when I get there. And I'm here, back at the Edo Festival. And it starts in 1 minute, so I timed it perfectly. That was like so much fun. Oh my gosh, this thing's partying like crazy. Oh my gosh, they're bringing it back. Oh my gosh, they're partying it so hard. This is so much fun. That was so cool. down here by the stage. It's very congested, so we'll see if I get to see them, but I would like to see them. It is so hot and here making it crowded. I'm genuinely worried I'm gonna pass out. So I'm gonna run over to the convenience store and get a water and then come back and watch this till I get bored. Good, almost. Oh, excellent. There it is. Yeah, we're back down Tokyo Station, underground here. Found a vending machine, got some water. Now on my way back up. This place is absolutely humongous. So, trying to find my way up. And that's my beef with Google Maps, is it'll tell you like where to go, but it won't tell you what floor something is on. So I Googled like the convenience store, and it was like, it's here. And it's like, okay, that's 7 floors of things. Like, last day in Tokyo though. Firstly, I came back, I just got a bunch of gummies. So I'm like, oh, I ate that McDonald's for lunch, and I was telling myself, like, oh, I'll eat good tonight. I'll eat vegetables. But I'm gonna have a shower and eat these gummies. Oh, so I was on Instagram, and it was mentioning that Tokyo is the world's biggest city, which I did not know until right now. But that makes a lot of sense. I don't know why, but that gives me like peace in like me being frustrated with how crowded it is here. But I'm gonna go eat these gummies and relax. Oh, I just came back to the hotel. I'm watching that Quarterback series on Netflix. So chilled out, watched that, ate my gummy bears. Just gonna go out and grab some food here. I'm heading actually to a market. I'm gonna try to eat some vegetables tonight. And then yeah, just gonna come back, watch some more Quarterback, and go to bed. What a crazy trip. It's going to take me a lot of time to process this trip. Korea was fascinating. Japan was fascinating for different reasons, but yeah, this was a heck of a trip. What a trip. Is that a cool background? No, that's kind of cool. This last day was really relaxing. Actually, I really enjoyed it. It was kind of like, I don't know, there's days like that where it's like, oh, if I lived here, if I had to like, you know what I mean? Like, and you kind of get a vibe for like, oh, here's where I get my food, and I would navigate my life like this. And this was kind of like fun. I had a day like that in Busan too. Kind of a day like that in Jeju, where it's like, oh, you kind of get a vibe of like, instead of just jumping on a bus and going crazy, you kind of get a vibe of like just doing things you have to do in a city, in this city. So it was a fun day. Fly back tomorrow. I'm weirdly excited about the airport. I know I mentioned that before I came, and now I'm excited about it again. Like, it's just a fun time where you have to just sit down and you just have your phone and you can get kind of organized. And, you know, you don't have to run around or go anywhere. You're stuck there, just kind of getting organized. So that'll be nice. One train to take. Well, 2 trains, but I mean, it's the last train day tomorrow. So shouldn't be too bad. It's supposed to be, I think, about a 2-hour train ride. I have to leave the hostel at 11, just checkout wise, and then my flight's at like 6:30, so I have all day to make it. So I'll go there early and then figure out what I want to do. This trip was a lot of fun. It was extremely different than Europe. It was much, much easier than Europe, and I think that that's really, I don't know, you know, like the first time you do something, it's really hard, and that hardness kind of is transformative in itself. And so I'm curious to figure out, like, this was much easier, it was much, much, much funner. And I query, like, if it will be as transformative, say, as Europe was, but at the same time, that's what you want, right? You want the coolest things in life, like this trip, to be easier and easier. So I'm really, really curious what I think of it over time. Also, I don't know if I ever actually sat down and thought or philosophized about what I gained from Europe, but this was awesome. What a crazy trip. I think I mentioned this was like $1,000 cheaper than Europe, like, and I did way more. The big thing was like the lack of rental cars and not flying around between countries as much. That just saved so much money. Yeah, anyway. Kind of a boring talking head. It's all about finances and stuff, but last day in Tokyo was today. Back to Canada tomorrow. Also, the hotel gives you these slippers that look like little lady shoes.